Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, every day is interesting now, eh? Every single time I open a crypto chart right now, it seems to be a tad bit crazier than the day before. And right now, it seems that everybody has got their eyes peeled for a $72,000 Bitcoin. And I know you might think, Bitcoin is not really that important for us. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, every crypto is important for all us holders. Even if you're not holding any Bitcoin, it does matter a lot. And the simple story behind it mattering is because it sets the tone for other cryptocurrencies. And right now, what we're all seeing is some massive, even today, it's not shown in here, but even today, massive inflows for the Bitcoin spot ETFs. And I think it just puts everybody's predictions and expectation of where Bitcoin is going to lie over the next few months significantly higher. And if that's the case, we're also expecting higher and higher numbers for Ethereum. And like I've said 1,000 times, the higher that Ethereum goes, the higher that our altcoins will also ultimately go. To be a little bit more specific, one of the most important, most trusted, most respectable asset managers in the world, VanEck, predicted two things. One, the CEO said that I think Bitcoin will reach at least half of gold's total market cap. I personally think it'll do 3 times as much, but hey. And he also just said that there's a good chance Ethereum is going to go from its $4,000 mark to $20,000 plus in the next 5 or so years. When I hear 2030, I think, that's 10 years away. It's not. It's almost just 5 years away. Time is moving fast. And again, it's officially said here over on their Twitter, they've raised their price target for 2030 to about $22,000 in Ethereum. And I know to many it might sound crazy that some of our top coins are going to 6-fold or whatever from prices that they're at right now. But when I tell you that many of the lower ranked altcoins will 10, 20x from here within 5 or so years, I don't even think that's a strange statement to make it out. I don't even see that as a maybe. I see it as a guaranteed. I see it as a given. Once more, the line between traditional finance and crypto is being weakened every single day. One of the biggest stock platforms, I guess you can call it, stock and retirement platforms, Robinhood, has just also acquired Bitstamp for $200 million. Bitstamp is like an OG crypto exchange, one of the most known ones, but one of the most useless ones. Just being truthful with you. And Robinhood themselves just posted that they are expanding their crypto, they're expanding their crypto relations, I guess, their worldwide expansion of it. And so they've started to acquire Bitstamp, a global cryptocurrency exchange with customers all around the world. But that's not all of our institutional related news of today. Again, I should say as a first point is that the institutions today, again, or I should say yesterday, had another pretty groundbreaking number. I think the day before it was plus 800 million. Then yesterday it was again plus 400 or so million dollars in Bitcoin spot ETF inflows. If similar, right, relative to size, numbers are going to be seen for Ethereum, can you just understand the gains we're about to make? Even if you're not holding any Ethereum, this will just be rippling through the entire crypto market, I believe. So another massive statement comes from Franklin Templeton. They're eyeing a new crypto fund targeting tokens beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. And once more, when I say that this crypto expansion is coming and is going to start going pretty rampant within the next few months, I mean it, guys. These people are not buying Bitcoin just for one cycle. They're buying it to hold for a longer time, and they want to, and are probably going to, expand like crazy in due course. Now, on a side note, Bull had something interesting to share. He said, Robinhood just acquired Bitstamp. Reminds me of a certain move Ripple made a while back. Things are beginning to heat up for Ripple XRP Summer because Ripple explained a while back, like last year, why they bought a stake in Bitstamp. And now, obviously, since that got bought up by Robinhood, it's interesting for connections, interesting for everything. Look around, though, it's a minority stake that they bought of Pantera. And it's interesting that Ripple and Bitstamp had a partnership all the way since back in 2017. But I digress. There is one more thing that I tell you people, not financial advice, that might be something to watch out for in a good way, and that is Coinbase as a stock. This is for all my people who've been thinking about crypto but find it too big a step to make. Perhaps, if you don't want to stick to MicroStrategy or things of this sort either, there is an interest in Coinbase, perhaps from your side. And the reason I'm saying that is because I believe the Coinbase price will almost directly just indicate where we are in the cycle, perhaps aside from some outliers with regards to Coinbase massive announcements. But even Scott just said Coinbase is going parabolic, ETF inflows ramping up significantly, ECB cutting rates for the first time in years, Ethereum ETF about to launch, while Bitcoin is tagging 71 for the 5th time in like 3 months. That made 99% of the traders quit. He still expects 80,000 by mid-June. And I also posted a chart over on Twitter a little bit ago. Now we can definitely see some inverse head and shoulder pattern in here, but that is a discussion for a different day. All we were talking about though is that from here on forward, right, even a move towards $100,000, it's like 40%. In the reality of things, it's not far away anymore at all. And I know it's kind of akin to saying, oh, you know, 40,000 is very close to 50, 50 is very close to 60, which is close to 80, which is close to 100, which is close to 1 million. But I'm just talking mostly about the fact that right now there's some massive pressure on, I'll show you here a little bit better, the $72,000 mark when it comes to liquidations. But above that, all the way up to 80, there's really not that much going on, and I do believe it might be a very, very quick move. On longer time frames, I think there's also some barrier on 74, but it's mostly been weighed down to 72 because of what I've shown you here, that we've basically gotten to this top so many times. The moment we break through, things could get really interesting really quickly. Some people have opened some massive shorts here to try and catch the top again on a slight way down, but many have gotten the idea that from here on forward, things are going to basically bounce out, upwards and away. And the crazy gains are to come. But I wanted to get back to what I was just saying, that in my own beliefs, it might not actually be bad to go for some of the exchange stocks. There's a little freaky Gensler, by the way, if you like to see that. No, but especially now that some other massive funds as well. I think Kraken, not a fund, but an exchange. Kraken is also looking to IPO. And besides this all completely, I think this is also rather interesting. If you've been involved with GME at all, this guy's popular. Man, Warren Kitty is popular. He's got like 10,000 people in the waiting room for a live stream tomorrow, breaking all the Fed numbers. And I think GME is up like 35% today. Little fun thing about Bybit, Chinese people can now trade on there. And two small more things. One is Standard Chartered Bank says Bitcoin will reach 150K if Donald Trump wins the presidential election, which could be very, very interesting. And the Robinhood CEO said, we believe crypto will fundamentally reorganize the financial system. Again, another vouch for why Bitcoin, why crypto, why it all. And then just for a few more seconds, I'll show you Gary Gensler stroking. I really wonder what he was thinking when he was doing that. But Gary Gensler is an interesting fellow. I don't think the air is the only thing he's been stroking. Besides that, man, I can sit here and talk to you guys any day of the week, I think, about a lot of this SEC ridiculousness, but I'm kind of tired of it, I think. Like, honest truth, ladies and gentlemen, I am tired of covering the same BS Gary Gensler SEC situation. It just makes me almost depressed, the fact that they are so stupid, so corrupt, so false, and nobody's doing anything against it. It makes me too sad to read. So even though some of you guys like all this pain and maybe you enjoy reading up on it, I can't do it. It's making me lose brain cells too much by the minute. Anyway, long story short, crypto's in a good spot. Institutions are ramping up like crazy. Couple of massive tags on the right. Again, that's like the kind of summary here. Robinhood bought Bitstamp for like 200 mil. Trump victory could boost Bitcoin to 150K even this year, which would make sure altcoins do way crazier numbers than that. BlackRock, Fidelity outpace MicroStrategy in the Bitcoin ETF surge with, again, massive, massive numbers over the last couple of days. And I guess since its inception, really. And then our friend, who is not as relevant but still interesting to discuss, I guess, Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin to hit 350K by 2024. Personally, don't really think it's going to happen. Like, let's be realistic. I always like to keep it a buck with y'all, and I think 150K is like a median target that most people could find as reasonable for a top. I just think if you ask most people, many will say, oh, no, it's going to go to 100. Most people will probably be in that middle ground of 150, and then there'll be some outliers. I think in this case, it's going to be all three at once, the mode, the mean, and the median. Because, yeah, if somebody's saying like, oh, Bitcoin will probably reach 500K this year, it's just too fast with too much money. I mean, like, plus 200% or so. That's all within the realm, a few 100%. Just like we can look back in NVIDIA and see how it did like 150% this year, which is still like what? $1.5 trillion, maybe more. And that's just for one stock. You know, and it's theoretically speaking now so much bigger already, like 400 billion bigger than the entire crypto market. So how much could the crypto market do then, right? But I am a realistic person in the sense that I do believe it will take a little bit more time, but ultimately all that is good will get to us is also what I do believe in. And so I'm a patient man. I don't mind waiting because I know what's coming for us. But yeah, that's about it.